Peace be upon you. Salih is my name again, representing the Zeptebi Institute. I wanted to come back today and talk a little bit about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's Theology of Time. One of the things that I think is most fundamental to this understanding is to realize that when you look at the sun, you're actually looking at a giant nuclear factory, a energy creating ball of energy that is actually producing particles of energy that come through the earth. When you look at the grass that's on the ground, the leaves that are on the tree itself, when you look at the human life and the animal life and all the life in the water everywhere, what you really see is the production of nuclear energy coming into the form of these beings. So when you think about a human being, you're actually looking at a product of the sun. That particular individual, every cell and every molecule and every atom that composes his being is the product of the sun. Now, why is time such an important aspect of this teaching? Because time is actually the circular pattern in which this energy manifests itself. You see that the seasons are pronounced periods in the cycle of time when the energy goes from being warm and moist or hot and moist to winter, which is cold and dry. And it's this process of this cycle that is the ultimate producer of all life in the earth. And we're tied to the life that's in the earth. If you really study, you'll find that like even the breathing, your breathing, it comes in. The middle point of your life, or the way that you vibrate, is through your breath, your inhale and your exhale. That you breathe out carbon dioxide and you take in oxygen. And this cycle is what affects you as a human being. As later on, as we talk, you'll find out that this cycle of breath actually affects your consciousness like an elevator. It takes it from one floor to another. If your breathing is short and quick and not shallow, you will experience the animal side of your being. If it becomes slow and rhythmic and deep, then you'll become calm and peaceful and experience the higher part of your being. The fact is that this factory of beingness and creation is part of this cycle that we call time, and our whole being is tied up into it. Now, I'm going to point something out to you just to kind of give you an idea when we talk about electromagnetic energy. Has anybody ever heard that people act out when there's a full moon? Well, if you have, that will tell you that the moon, just its presence and its electromagnetic effect on the earth affects the waters of the earth. And all beings are mostly water. The tree is mostly water. The human being is mostly water. The squirrel that's running around in this park is mostly water. So when you look at these electromagnetic effects, they have a direct impact on the behavior, on the consciousness, and even on the condition of life that exists. Your skin is different in the wintertime than it is in the summertime. Your body is different because you're combating cold, whereas in the summertime you're combating heat. So to understand this cycle, you have to begin to look at the little small things, and you can see that if there is pole stars or other planets that are not in our solar system, it is definitely possible that they can have electromagnetic effect on our behavior, and therefore on our culture, and therefore in our history. The ancients had a system that we now call astrology. But I think this system was much deeper than that. They understood that during certain periods of time, and when there are certain relationships between the pole stars, that there would be pronounced behavior amongst men. We are in what they call the Piscean age, or so-called the Piscean age is going out. The Piscean age is so associated with military oppression, with slavery, with oil and plastic. That's what it's associated with. And you can see during this rise of so-called Western society, those are the way that it pronounced. Those are the way that things manifest themselves. So understanding time is a very, very important thing. Ancient societies did much to try to measure and see the impact of the Earth's, I guess you would call it electromagnetic grid system, how it's affected by the time and the arrangement of the stars. And I think that is something that we need to have a greater understanding of. This is Salih from the Zeptepi Institute. Peace be with you.